Look at these positions here, okay? So this right hand one was kind of your before, okay? So we see the golf club here now, a bit of torso turn, which we expect. Hands in this position are in a good spot. But see how far behind that club's already gone. I mean, the club's kind of somewhere over here now in terms of the camera position, okay? So it's gone way behind you here now. Halfway back, that club's almost sort of horizontal to the ground. Where that point should be a bit more kind of up in that position. So we're good sort of 45 degrees kind of flat there, okay? And then as that continues on round the body, now the left arm gets very, very low. Cross the line there now. Your club's coming to be way from there. You redirect the club back, which you kind of do there. But now it's coming way on the inside. Your path coming from this way. It's going to want to do a lot of that, especially if you're a roller of the forearms mentality. So to stop that, you will sort of just hold the face open a little bit, and it kind of works when you're in enough shots in the same spot. But and the golf course is going to be one in whatever. So if you look at that position, you were getting the main sort of focus point, and that's kind of your takeaway there. This left-hand one now is the exaggerated practicing, okay? So that felt to you like ridiculously outside your hand. If you look at that there, it's not actually that far outside. I'm sure you watch golf on TV. The hands there have just worked inside. That club's outside again. Club head and spine angle nicely now. That's a good position there, okay? And then just gets the arms up again. So do some practice there now with that position again. Feeling really exaggerated at this point here now. The club's probably, what, like 3, 4, 5 inches outside your hands, which is not a lot relative. This would be a bit more of a cuttier swing, but again, an anti-hook kind of motion. You see the top of the back and the club's a lot more in line there, okay? Do a couple of these exaggerated movements here now again. So there you're a little bit less, but getting more towards when you want to get to, okay? Top of the backswing here now. So in your practice swing, it's always the exaggeration. And then when you step to the golf ball, okay, as we said, before your club was kind of off the screen over here somewhere. Your practice swings were kind of here. We'd expect the hands to be somewhere on your right hip pocket as you go back. There you go. And there's the club head pretty much in there. Arms in a good position there now. Not quite dragged so far behind you, okay? And the club is much more in front. So at the top of the back, so that club now halfway back is hinging up nicely. There's your backswing position compared to... I mean, that's just a different position altogether, isn't it? I mean, that's laid off, a cross line a bit strong. That's on line, on plane and square. So what will happen is now is though from here down to there being literally almost a third of a second, quarter of a second depending on the club head speed, your brain's got to then react and go, it's not going to be a hook. Now, it'll take a little bit of time, especially on holes where there's trouble left, where you're going to want to hit it anti-left. You'll probably end up hitting it a bit more to the right here because your brain, you think, well, it's going to go left on me. But in time, once you get used to that motion, okay, club coming down now, again, in front of your chest, back into the golf ball there now, good path and angle to the golf ball, and then we can release it through. The left elbow being a little bit kind of high has used your side, so you just sort of held the face a little bit open. It's not a disaster, so that's going to give you a bit of a sort of a drifty kind of cutty fade, which again, you want to see a draw, and I'm all for you hitting the shape of shot you want to see. But I want to see a ball that kind of starts up like that one there, maybe a little bit further right of target, and kind of fall to the left. It doesn't want to be slinging up to the top of its apex and still going left once it gets to the top there, because an ideal draw for me is, I say, one that sort of goes up there and just falls this way. Yours was looking a little bit more kind of there, and then we just keep going over here. And it's just, especially the fairways are rock hard now, it's just going to bounce and run. And you take loft out your hands, you just probably got enough loft and you have to try and get the ball up in the air. And then the drive, you sort of leaning back to try and flick it up in the air to do what you can. So yeah, exaggerate the movement as much as you can in your practice swing, okay? So make as many practice kind of feelings this swing. So the head of the club is staying outside the hands, or we said butt in, head out, kind of the phrase there. The end of the club here is staying in, the head staying outside. Just do that as many times a day as you possibly, or down the range. So your warm-up swings, even make a few shots where you just swing to kind of here and just chip the ball down the fairway. That's kind of your warm-up swings. And then I would suggest hit 10 or 15 shots. Before every single shot, do that 3 or 4 times. And if you start hitting a few hooky ones, go almost exaggerate again, or make some swings with the wall behind you. Okay, really get that sensation that club's working up and in front of you, not whipping too far behind you. I mean, your arms weren't in a bad position, but the club was just rolling in too much. It just created too much of a hookier position. Does that kind of make sense then? So you're getting that club in a better spot. From then now, once the club's up here, your work's really done. Just swing and hit it.
Absolutely,
okay?
Yeah.
When you're here, you've got to make some adjustments. I had to try to fix that, and that's the problem.
That's going to be fine, yeah, exactly.
When you time it well, brilliant. But when it's wrong, and again, you hit the ball quite a long way. When it's wrong, it's going to be like a red hour display team, isn't it?
Absolutely.
One way left and one way right, and you've not really knowing which one you're going to get from shot to shot.
And that's the problem. Yeah, so...
Well, things if your first tee shot goes way there, and then your second one goes there, you go, where do I aim now in the next shot? It's like, where's the least amount of trouble kind of thing?
Yeah.
And the problem is with the distance you're hitting the golf ball and the movements you had, you could hit a goal from that position on the right hand side. You could hit the golf ball non-left, but it'd be about 50 yards right. There's enough trouble on the right hand side, 50 yards right, there would be on the left hand side. So yeah, too many adjustments there makes it make it tough. So yeah, initially I think you're probably starting a few cutty ones a little bit more to the right.
Yeah, something like that.
It doesn't matter as long as you've got a consistent kind of controlled ball flight, not this sort of slingy one.
Yeah.
You got a chance. Okay, mate.
Yeah, brilliant.
Good stuff.
Thank you.
Very good, mate.